Testing, 1, 2, testing. I think the battery's a little low. No, maybe I'll change the battery so they don't die. And then. Have well, those were metal, those are wood.
Oh, those are wood?
Yeah.
So must have deteriorated or something.
Oh, they're
falling apart.
It's a good thing I had my fake wall in front of it.
Yeah, it's all.
Yeah. All right, we'll line up.
And the guy, when they got engaged, he wore half of it, and the woman wore the other half. Yeah, when they were engaged.
Need a manicure. Why they call them manicures when women do it? They should be womanicure. That's not. Oh, that's going to be one of. That's going to be one of the words that's going to be eliminated. You know that? That's a. Right? Yeah. Right. Right? Why would they call it a manicure? All right. That's. Okay. All right. First exercise. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, to the side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, hands up, reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right, to your left, center, inhale, exhale. Hands up, reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right, 2, 3. To your left, 2, 3. Center, inhale, exhale. Okay, hands up, reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right, to your left, center, inhale, exhale. Okay, hands in your waist, circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. Oh, did we do that already? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center. Hands on your waist. Neck turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center. Tilt to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2. Center. Rotating. 1, 2, 3. Reverse. 1, 2, 3. Center. Hands up. Pull in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, spread your feet. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ready? Stretch it out. Right side forward. Switch. 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 Straighten the front knee. Switch to the other side. Straighten the knee. Switch. Switch. Okay, center. shake it out. Okay, ready? Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay. Hands on your waist. Shoulder roll. Reverse. And center. Okay, press, release, exhale, inhale. And stop. Hands up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, wrists. Reverse. Okay, palms down. Big circle. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, shake it out. Side to side. Okay, lifting up, knee up. Okay, toe down, insert the needle. Switch. Down, up. Down, up, and stop. Okay, shake it out. Okay, we'll do leg swing. Ready? Hands up. Switch. Okay, center, side to side. Center, switch, and center. Okay, shake it out. Hands up, pull in, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, silk grilling, forward and back. Switch. Okay, center, cross, open and close. Switch. Okay, center, circular movements, feet parallel. Okay, good. Lower hoop. Shoulder height. Down. Okay, palms down. Extend. Deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, diagonal flying. Switch. Okay, Sana. palms down. Lift up. Carry tiger to the mountain. Okay, infinity sign. Okay, form the fist. Okay, palms together, strum the lute. Turn, draw the bow. Okay, fin through the back. raise the hand. Okay, palms down, hands up, deep breathing. So go through the sequence, go through the short form. Want to do the form first or you want to go? It's either way. Okay, short form. All right. Okay, preparation. You can follow along. Yep. Preparation, begin. Single whip. Hold the ball. Reverse. Diagonal flying. Sit back. Pot the horse's mane. Step up. Stroke down. Pot the horse's mane. Cross corner. Jade Lady work shuttle. Cross corner. Turn back to the front. Single whip. Cloud hands. Hold the ball and close. Okay, deep breathing. Okay, how do you feel? You want to try it again, or you want to go to the long form? Long form? Okay. All right. You want to stay, do the long form? Yeah. So we'll do the long form if you want to do, yeah, do up to the first cloud hands, and I'll talk you through it, all right? So we start off, just like the short form, the Tai Chi Paradigm starts off the same. Yeah, and we'll get up to cloud hands. That's where, you know, Chris, I think, can follow up to there. Okay, preparation. Grasp the sparrow's tail, right side. Single whip. Hold the ball. Shift, step up. Press forward. Raise the hand. Bend from the waist. Stork flaps wings. Brush knee. Still brush knee, strum the lute. Close the door. Form the fists, punch. Divert, block and punch. Cross the arms, leopard and tiger springs to mountain. Okay, carry tiger to the mountain, turn and pivot. Cross hands, turn, brush knee and push. So these are your oblique brush knee and push, so you have right and left sides. And then we have a right side grasp the sparrow's tail. So we just pivot to the corner, oblique single whip. Okay, then we adjust our feet, swing all the way around. Fist under elbow. And then repulse the monkey. Okay, then carry tiger to the mountain. Twist stance, open the stance. Hold the ball. Shift, diagonal flying. Step up. Raise the hand. Bend from the waist. Stork flaps wings. Neutral position. Brush knee, insert needle, step forward, fan through the back, turn, stroke down, parry and punch. This time we step backwards, retreat, divert, block and punch. Step up, grasp the sparrow's tail. Then we're back to single whip, and here's where the first set of cloud hands begins. So we hold the ball, shift, have a little bit of a jog here, do 3 sets of these. And we're back to single whip. And this is where the kicks begin. So we pivot, we face this direction. Okay, we set, I call this the setup. So we're gonna be in a position like this. Hands 1, 2, 3, flip it over, fold, instep kick, back to center. Here's your setup. Cross, high pat the horse, flip it over, fold the elbows, kick, cross behind, turn, left heel kick, right side set up for brush knee and push. Second brush knee goes to the left. Third motion, step up, goes to planting punch. Okay, next section, we turn again. We parry and punch. We step up to set up, high pat the horse, flip the hands over, face the corner, open the stance, cross behind, and then track that corner. Now we're here. Right side goes up, turn to the corner, jade, looks like Jade Lady, but it's beat the tiger, stroke down, go 180 degrees to the back side. There's your left movement. So you're like this, then you turn, clench your fists, that's beat the tiger position. 1, 2, 3, heel kick right, 2 punches to the ears, cross the hands, flip it over, toe out, step up, parting leg, turn, clockwise rotation all the way around back to here. That's a 360 turn, Put your left hand on top, fold the elbows, parting leg, stroke down, parry and punch, and then we're back to the same. We form the fists and we punch. We divert, block, and punch. Cross the arms, leopard and tiger springs to mountain. Bring the hands down, carry tiger to the mountain. Okay, cross hands, go to the corner. Here's your second set of obliques, just like the first set. Brush knee, go forward, turn, brush knee, and push. Right side, grasp the sparrow's tail. Hook your wrists, and you turn all the way to the front. Now in this single whip, your next section is going to be part the horse's mane and Jade Lady work shadow, and then it repeats. So let's just do that whole section again from the kicks all the way to this point. All right, so we're here. Single whip, we turn 1, 2, that's high pat the horse, flip it over, right toe kick or instep kick. Now we're here, open, flip it over, fold the elbows, kick on the left, cross behind, turn and heel kick. Okay, set up to your right side, brush knee and push. Set up your left side, twist step, brush knee and push. Set up your right side, go forward, turn and change this to a planting punch. Turn, 180 degree parry and punch. Step up, just like the first set of motions. This is pat the horse's mane, or high pat the horse, and then this becomes an openings to cross behind. That's really a leg work. Go into that diagonal line, right hand goes up, turn to your right corner, stroke down, pass right through to the 180 degree line. You come over here. So Chris, come over here. You know, because you won't be able to see, so you're here. Yeah, and then we come to this position. Then make your fist. So this is beat the tiger. So this arm position, if we're like this and we turn, that's your beat the tiger. Say you were in this side, that would be, if you clench your fist, that would be beat the tiger. Okay. So essentially, beat the tiger is just this and this. Right. So as a motion, we're here, then we turn to here. Now we're going to do the heel kick right side. We lower the hands, we cross the forearms, we level the shoulders with the elbows, we lift the knee and we do a heel kick. Then we bring the hands down to create the big circle, and that goes to eye level. That's 2 punches to the ear. So the eyes and the ear, they're about the same place. And then we drop the hands and we're like this. So we have the hands crossed, the right palm is facing up. Then you flip the hands over and you come to this position, parting leg. Then we turn, toe, heel, pivot, and then flip the hands over, fold the elbows, parting leg, stroke down, and back fist. Okay, so let's do that again from the beat the tiger. Okay, so we're here, 1, 2, 3. That's just like setting up for the first instep kick, but now we're going to turn to this corner, open and cross behind. Open the stance, right hand goes up, turns to your right side, drop the hands, turns to the back left side, opposite movement, make your fist pivot and turn, lower the hands, cross the forearms, heel kick, lower the hands, 2 punches to the ear, left on top, flip the hands over, toe out, step up, lift the knee and the elbows, stroke out, cross over, toe heel pivot, and spin around back to the front and reverse the hands, bring the hand down, fold the elbow, stroke down, and we stroke, and we're at parry and punch. So that's going to be the repeat. Any question? Yeah. The last pivot? The 360? Yeah. So if we take our left foot that actually just kicked, we're going to bring it across and in the front. So you take say a half step around so that you're halfway around. You already sort of from there to there is like 180 degrees. Now the rear foot, my right foot, is on the toe, so I spin, and then now I go on the heel of this foot, and then I unwind this foot. That gives you a 360. Now that's if you're pivoting, shifting, and stepping. So if you do this 1, 2, 3, 4, that's what you're doing, right? So you're going 1, 1. So you're going to go that way. 2, 3, 4. So maybe if you kind of imagine this, right? Someone is going to throw a technique at you, so you will move away. So you move away and you spin around, and then you throw your kick out. So in a sense, it's a turning back kick or a turning crescent kick. So what you're doing is you're spinning around, and then you're doing the kick. So if I'm here, I'm avoiding, I'm turning, and I'm coming back, and I come back. So that's what you're doing is you're moving away and you're spinning back in that direction. You're moving away and you're spinning. You see. So that's what's that? To twirl around, you use a toe here, a heel here, and then a toe here. So the problem is sometimes the hips are not moving correctly. So like if you're doing a 180 degree turn, we're in a parallel stance and I'm facing this way. So when I say pivot the front foot on the heel and the leg only moves so much, say it only moves to 90 degrees. When you shift your weight and you turn, you're actually not rotating enough because the hip didn't coordinate with the heel. So part of a turn is really that you have to turn your hips too. So if you turn your hips and you pivot your feet and you turn your torso, that's going to give you a bigger rotation because you have 3 things that are moving in a rotation, so you can combine those 3 pieces, those 3 angles, and it's going to give you a bigger turn. Right? If you're just going to turn your foot this much, you're not even turning, you're only going over there. So if you bring it all the way to here, this foot really doesn't go over there. It's because my hips turned. So right now my hips are square, right? If I turn 90 degrees is here. If I turn more, then my hip is already there. If I shift my weight and untwist this other foot, then you'll actually get all the way around. So if you follow me, we're here. 1, 2, hips, right? And then turn, not enough, right? Turn, now turn the hip, shift, and then turn. Gives you more of an arc for the rotation. You know, these arcs, because your feet a limited range of motion, you can't make a giant turn on one spin. Now the option to spin is to spin, but that's double weighted. We don't want to spin like this. Do you? Yeah, okay. Okay, one more time. Hands here, toe here, toe pointing up, vertical toe, right? Pivot all the way around to your hip is as far as it can go. And then if you unwind, still not there, after you put the weight on, it's still not there, move it over maybe 1 or 2 inches to get, that's a 180-degree turn. The other thing's a 360, but after we do the kick and we're like this, we just did this kick, right, out to that corner. This comes back this way, and then drop into that leg. When you cross, shift the weight there. Now you're like this. Now here again, this foot's not going to move that much unless my hips turn. So when I turn my hip, now I'm in this sort of almost a ballet stance, like a plie. Your hips are all flared out, and then you're going to unwind this foot, and then you go to the toe position, and there's your 360. So, you know, while we're talking about joint angle positions and muscle memory, there's no difference in your hips, there's no difference in your ankle, there's no difference in your body, because the joint angle position is the same thing. You have to find it. And what restricts the joint angle position is tension and range of motion. So that's flexibility. So what do we lose, you know, with aging is flexibility. Or it's actually, it's not really losing it, it's not being used. So if you don't use it, you lose it. Yeah, so what creates the tightness? Tension. Yeah. Yeah. And the other thing is that as the body becomes accustomed to not using it, it becomes disconnected, it becomes dysfunctional. That dysfunctional side of it affects your movement. So that's why Tai Chi and these type of movements help, you know, prevent some of the degeneration. It's not even necessarily age related, it's just functional related. I mean, if kids don't do stuff, or they're not active, they're dysfunctional pretty early. You know, uncoordinated adults, by the time they're in their, you know, early 20s, and if they're uncoordinated early 20s, they're going to be really uncoordinated while they're 60, right? So, what's that?
Don't scare me like that.
Oh. Well, you're ahead of the game because you're here. You're here. So, yeah. Well, because movements, you know, if you haven't been doing a lot of movement in your life, then it's not here. It's never experienced it. Everything's through experience. So by doing this over and over again, your body starts to pick up and it becomes more natural. But the thing is, when you're first learning it, you already have a conflict and restriction in the motion because your body doesn't know it yet. So then once it becomes fairly familiar with it, then it's just all of a sudden, you just kind of go through it, because you're not only just moving, you're shifting your weight and you're ending up in the right place by crossing over and turning. And your feet become nimble, agile. Your feet, you know, your hands are pretty nimble. They have, you know, agility in the fingers because you're constantly doing stuff with them. Your feet are not so agile because you can't really, you know, maneuver between the ball of your foot and your heel and the edge of your feet. So when you're doing this, it's a sensitivity thing too. So you got that, Peter? No? Want to try it? Okay. So let's just do it from this stance and shift, right? If we just did it like this and then sit back, right, and turn to here. This is called a cross stance, a scissor stance. If we, in the scissor stance position, let's just pivot the hip on the ball of the back. Need to do that. Yeah, yeah. So that's called specificity of training. So you can't look at it and do it. You have to do it. So knee together, knee open and close, open and close, open and close, open and close. So that's what happens, right? So you're balancing, most of the weight is on the front leg, and then once you get there, you shift back. And when you shift back, this foot wants to come back this way. And you're there. Now just pick up this foot, and you're on the toe. It's all that's all it is. See, cross over. 1, 1, 1. Yeah. See, you're not opening your hip. See, if you look at my knee, just pivoting your foot is not moving your hip. This is opening your hip. This is opening your hip. See, you're not opening the hip. This knee, this leg. Yeah. So when but you planted too early. See, if you when the foot is here and you open, then you sit back. You see, my foot is almost pointing to that corner. Your foot is pointing here. So there's no way you can get around because you don't have the range of motion. So, yep.
I'm very confused right now because I was doing something different. I was going around reversing the way I sort of taught myself.
Yeah.
Toe, heel, toe.
Yeah.
And what made me realize I was doing something other than what you were doing.
Yeah.
I think you said toe, heel, toe.
Actually, it's only, okay, it's here. So you land with the toe and then your heel. Now this, because this is toe, then heel, this goes to toe. I shift and then that goes to heel. And then toe. It's really only 3. It's only 3. When I cross, it's 1, 2, 3. And then this. So it's toe, heel, toe, heel. It alternates.
Okay.
It alternates.
Yeah, if I get that in my head, I can
Yeah,
work it.
it'll alternate because when we cross here and we pivot, then you have to go to the heel and then you go to the toe. See, the thing about pivoting is if you toe it, it's going to change where your feet position are. For instance, if I do this, if I cross over like this and I pivot, this is the toe and this is the heel, I end up with my feet like this. You see, this foot is in front of that one and I'm heading in that direction. If I cross over like this and I toe it, I end up like this. This foot before ended up in front. This foot ended behind. So depending on where you're headed in your movement determines how you toe, heel, pivot. Now when you're doing carry tiger to the mountain, it's a heel pivot to take me to that corner. Because if I did a heel toe pivot, then my feet come closer together. You see? So in this, when we go to stork flap swings and I go toe, heel, that gives me the proper stance. If I did this, toe, then I would be off balance and closing my stance. So these little things we didn't really pay attention to in the beginning. Why? Because we're focused on sequence. But now that you kind of want to refine some of the accuracy of your footwork, then we have to figure out how our feet should move, right? So when we start off like this, you say, well, this is 90 degrees. We go to a shoulder width stance. If we pivot one of the feet and you pick this foot up, that's just about where your foot is going to go out in front of you, because if we plant that foot and straighten this one, and I came straight up, there's your shoulder width stance. And it's consistent with how your feet are positioned and which one pivots. But it's something that you probably won't pay attention to initially So this goes 45 degrees, and then this goes to the toe. You see, when you start your form off and you press down and we shift the weight and this goes to here, that did that. So you see already your hip is turning. If you're just turning your feet and not relaxing your thigh, then your hip is not going to turn. Now if I plant this foot and I shift my weight, now my hip came across and I can bring this closer and then step straight out and go forward. Now it looks like it's in line. If I straighten this foot and came straight up, I would be in a shoulder width stance, right? So if I shift like this and then shift and then let it come out maybe about 2 inches outside of that heel, then that will give you the shoulder width stance. So once you've kind of established the shoulder width stance, when you pass through here to open, this is where your leg kind of hangs, but it knows from the muscle memory that it created from standing in a shoulder width stance over time, because your legs kind of memorize that position. So the hip position and the hip width becomes something that you're familiar with, because we do everything in this stance. So if you go outside of that stance, now you feel like you're wider, but you also feel that the angular position is different. So let's all go to a feet together position. Let's go like this, go to the shoulder width position. You find that shoulder width. Now let's go outside the shoulder width position. Now that feels different. You're not familiar with that, and you feel like you're not stable, right? Yeah. But if you go out, if you go like this, and you open your feet, and you straighten them, and then you open them again, and you bend your knees, that's about where your single whip horse stance is. Now, you know, the width of the stance really varies with the flexibility and comfort level. So, you know, for a sort of adapting your movement based on, you know, physical conditions, then you could go to a little narrower stance, a little wider stance. But in a shoulder width stance, you wouldn't go, you know, too narrow or too wide. That would be established. This is the middle position. So this position where you have maybe 2 inches or maybe 3 inches between your feet, that's where your feet should be when you walk. You don't walk from a shoulder width stance. You walk from the sun aligned stance. So the sun aligned stance, you don't want to be foot against foot. You want to leave a little bit between, because when you walk that line, then you track your line here and you can still pass through that position and stay aligned. And you can actually shift forward without going too much to the side. Now, what you were talking about, you know, with the pivoting of the hip, when you walk and you pass through to here, right? You're saying that you turn your hips, so that's accomplishing almost the same thing. Because when you're like this and you turn like this, you're really bringing your body weight over here, so that when you walk and you turn, so that would actually be a mechanism to bring your body weight over. But what happens is when you turn, it's really your torso turning. When we walk like this. When we walk like this. Yeah. Yeah.
And they said the most efficient way, because I tend to walk like this. Right? In other words, I lead with my ankle and knee.
Yeah.
And what they were saying is the most efficient way of going up.
Yeah.
It's always a good time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I think they're kind of implied. If you lead here,
Yeah.
then this swings forward like a pendulum, like you see in the movement.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So the efficiently is only because of what? Efficiency happens when you're balanced. Yeah. So what happens if you don't turn your hip like this is because you have to bring your ski up like this, and it's too wide. It's too wide. Yeah. Even keeping it on the ground, if you don't turn your hip, it still has to be, you're using muscles that will keep it tracking straight. Whereas if you go like this, it's already straight. Right? So,
I don't think, yeah, I think what he's saying is just
yeah, so because if you do this exercise, doing that, and because this, when I go like this, my hip turn there just like that. So what you said just before we talked about this, you said when I walk and I walk straight, my hip, your foot and your knee. You didn't mention your hip, right? So that's missing. Yeah. So upper body is shoulders, elbow, and wrists. Lower body is hip, knee, and ankle. And then in between is your torso. Now, most people don't use their hip. Most people don't use it. You know why? Because you sit a lot, right? We sit and we don't move it, and we're not twisting and turning most of the time. So that's the dysfunctional thing that we're talking about.
That's what I'm finding is if I try to do this,
Yeah, yeah,
is I'm finding that I'm getting stiff in the knee. And I find that this walking like that.
yeah, yeah. So the other thing is, if you use this, then you have to use this. When you use this and this, that's efficiency. Because efficiency comes from integration and not overworking one section of your body. And when you overwork one section of the body, you know what happens? It gets stronger. But in a sense, the mechanics is not correct. So we start to become stiff. And yeah. So yeah. So it comes down to when I say we're creatures of habit. We're constantly building habits through our life. Those habits are things that are experiences from doing it over and over again the way we think it's supposed to be. So that habit has to be deprogrammed and then relearned. But you never, when you deprogram it, you never really lose it because you always have it. You just have to relearn it a different way and then rewire it until it becomes habit. And how long does that take? Constantly doing it, maybe every day, maybe 6 weeks to a month to get into long-term memory. But we're not going to focus on that, unless you're really like fixated on getting it to happen. Then you'll break the habit. Yeah. All right, well, we're going to bow. Okay. Well, another day. We're still here. We still have class Saturday for anyone that's interested.
When you do the 360, are you pointing in the corner and then come around?
No, you
Transfer all your weight to this foot.
Your foot should come here.
Really? Way back there.
But the reason why is because you're flat-footed.
Yeah.
If I'm standing here and I want to go there, I have to spin like this. But you're flat-footed, so when you cross over, you're going like that. So that already is, so now you're there. Now you're there.